Stay tuned for an interpretation of a modern-day prodigal daughter. Remember to push the like and subscribe button. Thank you.
The parable of the prodigal son in modern life. Biblical reference, Luke 15 and 11 through 32. The original story. Jesus tells the story of a young man who asks his father for his inheritance early. He leaves home, squanders his wealth on reckless living, and finds himself destitute. Desperate and ashamed, he decides to return home, expecting to be treated as a servant. Instead, his father welcomes him back with open arms, celebrating his return with joy and forgiveness. Modern-day interpretation: the prodigal daughter. Once there was a young woman named Jessica. She grew up in a loving Christian home, surrounded by family, who taught her about faith, love, and God's grace. But as Jessica grew older, she began to feel trapped by the rules and expectations of her family's lifestyle. One day, Jessica told her parents, "I need to find my own way. I'll be fine on my own." She withdrew all her savings and left for a big city, chasing freedom, independence, and the promise of happiness. At first, life was exciting. Jessica partied, traveled, and surrounded herself with new friends. She rarely thought about her family or her faith, but over time, the thrill began to fade. The friends she thought were close disappeared when she had nothing left to give. Her bank account drained, and the weight of poor choices left her struggling to make ends meet. Jessica ended up living paycheck to paycheck, burdened by shame and regret. One night, sitting alone in a small apartment, she thought about the warmth of her family, her father's love, and the peace she once felt in her faith. Tears streaming down her face, Jessica whispered a prayer she hadn't said in years. "God, I'm lost. I don't know if I can be forgiven, but I need you." The next morning, she gathered her courage and called her father. "Dad," she said, voice trembling, "I made a mess of my life. I don't deserve it, but can I come home?" Without hesitation, her father replied, "Jessica, we've been waiting for you. Come home. We love you." When Jessica arrived, her parents welcomed her with hugs and tears of joy. They didn't scold or remind her of her mistakes. Instead, they celebrated her return. The lesson for today. This modern retelling of the prodigal son reminds us of God's unfailing love and grace. Just like Jessica's father, God doesn't hold our past against us. He waits patiently, ready to welcome us back when we turn to Him. In today's world, many of us stray from faith, chasing success, money, or approval. Yet no matter how far we go, God's love is constant. He doesn't require perfection, just a willing heart to come back and start anew. For those who stray, you are never too far from God's love. No mistake is too big for His forgiveness. For those waiting on loved ones, be like the Father. Show love, patience, and grace. Let your kindness reflect God's heart. For everyone, life may tempt us with distractions, but true peace is found in God's embrace.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and be well.